Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Enneagram 3 podcast for Monday, December 12th, 2022. Talking in this podcast, and I guess in this new season or series, about the real day-to-day life of an Enneagram 3, the achiever, the go-getter, the star, the movie star, the admiration seeker, the deceiver, self-deceiver, etc. Especially the one-to-one Enneagram 3, which is what I am. But really, it could be any of the three subtypes. If you don't know about subtypes, that's okay. You can look that up. And if you are, even if you're not an Enneagram 3, perhaps you are in the heart triad, you're a 2, a 3, or a 4. This may relate to you. And of course, if you are married or you know someone or friends with a 3, this will be a good way to understand who they are and why they do what they do. So today's update, let's see. Always being honest. That's what an Enneagram 3 must always ask him or herself. So I think I continue to be worried about money as a Enneagram 3, unemployed. And, I really need to stop saying unemployed. It's not like, well, okay, it is true. But I chose to be unemployed to a certain degree when I left church / mutual decision to be gone and go. Last August of 2021. And ever since, I haven't looked for another church job. I haven't. And which would make the most sense to go back to that. It's what I do. It's what I've done for 30 years. So that's the part where I mean that I've chosen to be unemployed. Now, what I've done since is build a business as a entrepreneur. I don't consider myself an entrepreneur. I don't think that's really my gifting, but more of building a business one day at a time, slowly. And is it working? Yes, I would say it's working. I have a long way to go, but for I guess the last 6 months that I've been at this, because I haven't done this little thing here, this Trig Media for a whole year. I think I started, I would say probably at the beginning of this year. So maybe let's just say a year. Now that I think of it, it is December after all. So it is working. There is money coming in. I'm not at the level that I was at when I left church, but I think I can get there. I know I can. One thing I am noticing is how exhausting this is, because it's a very extroverted lifestyle or extroverted business where I'm front-facing people all the time. And as a ambivert, I need downtime. And so I think I'm just learning how to kind of manage my time, which is a good problem to have. I think my worry comes from this weekend. We talked about as a family, we have family dinner. So we had one yesterday, which was beautiful. And I heard my wife talk about how exhausted she feels about working and talking about money and some of these things that I know are true. Of course, I and she needs me to be a provider at a better, bigger level than what I'm making now. And that's why I'm working hard. I've applied to like 50 jobs. And so I'm waiting to hear something will happen soon to supplement my income. But of course, I think there's a lot of shame that comes from that. Back to the 3, right? We deal with shame. And so that's always something that's kind of pressing. But I'm acting on it. I am achieving, as I've always said, or a quote I read, it says, fixing problems is my happiness. Now, to balance that, I have noticed my nervous system be on edge a lot. Back to the whole extroverting thing. And so I'm noticing the need to kind of shut down for a couple of weeks. And so we're going to be in Oregon, which of course could be a bit complicated, being that our beautiful dad Baker, who we're going to go see in Oregon, he just went to the hospital last night. So it may be a complicated Christmas. It definitely will be. So, but still, it is usually very restful to go up there, even if dad is not at his best. So pray for him, by the way. Pray for Dad Baker. And so, yeah, so the extroverting, the gauging my time, managing my schedule, these are good problems to have because it means that I have business and I have customers, paying customers, which is obviously what we want and what's good. And I have projects and prospects of more this coming month and year. And as far as, is this really what I want to do? Absolutely. I want to be a media coach and music mogul for Jesus. Absolutely. And so I need more customers, not less. I need more coaching clients. I need more artists to sign under my label, under our label, Victorious Records. I need more people to produce their podcasts, to create more content for Jesus, to create more income and revenue for Trig Media, to be able to build this to $1 million company. It's really my dream come true. Absolutely. And so far, I mean, God is providing, and we have savings, we have income, et cetera, et cetera. So I just have to keep at this and bring in more. And so, yeah, I'm praying for that, for God to open one of these 50 doors that I've opened, and for him to open them, I guess, maybe is a better way to put it. I think in terms of admiration and even this whole career thing, we all as a family feel very at peace with the decision that I've made as the leader of our house to be at the church where we're at, our beautiful church, VO, Victory Outreach, downtown Santa Ana. Big shout out to my family, my spiritual family. Because as I mentioned, as a pastor, the thing that I could have done, and I guess I could still do it, would be to go back to pastoring, which would mean leaving our church where we're at now. We're just volunteers there. We don't get paid. We volunteer. But it's not what we want to do. We truly, back to the heart, right? We as Enneagram 3s are heart types. And we deceive ourselves, but this is my truth and this is my heart. I love being there. It's what I want to do. It's what my heart longs to do. There are applications in my inbox right now of churches asking me to submit a resume to be their lead pastor or their associate pastor or worship pastor. And I have zero desire to do any of those things, even though I'm broke. Because, as I said, my heart wants what my heart wants, which is to be at my church. I am respected there. I love the people there. I love supporting my pastor. I just love everything about it. And my wife and I both feel the same way, and our kids too. And so there is, I think you get to a place in life here in our 50s for my wife and I where peace and love really matters, and joy. And both Rachelle and I, back to our family dinner last night, and she, with tears in her eyes, she said how happy she is to have me back. And my whole family said the same thing. And the stress and the horror of the last 5 years at the church where I was just at, really the last 10 years, has been too much. They all said that, and that really means a lot, and it breaks my heart to hear that because I know it's true. But this is the way forward, to not go back to those things. And what was so horrible about that? Well, everything. And so this is a much better situation for us. Yes, we're broke, meaning I'm not getting paid to do what I'm doing at my church, but that is what I want. And I believe and declare that God will provide something amazing 9 to 5 through my business, through Trig Media, etc. And he is doing it. And of course, as I said, more is needed to kind of be back to where I'm at and more, where I was and more. But God will do it. And it's what I want. And I declare it and I believe it. And Enneagram 3s, we tend to lie to ourselves. I don't want to go back to church in that way, to those kind of churches. I love what I'm doing. I love the church that I'm at. I love Jesus. I love the church. I love coaching. I love music and media. I think one thing I was telling my wife is that one thing I am missing is to do my own music, to play with my own band, to do my own songs. And so hopefully this year that's something that we will do. I will do with a band and be able to to write more, to perform more, to record more of my songs, and most of all, to play with my band. I don't have a band, so to actually put together a band, I have ideas, but to actually rehearse and to perform and to keep creating content for Jesus and to be myself. Speaking of music and being myself, the other day I was talking to my friend and he sent me a beat that he wants to use for his next track. And I said, I can make a beat like that. And I made one. And, I just really don't enjoy certain beat styles. And here's my point. The three that wants to be awesome at everything has to learn to say, that's just not me. And so when I made that beat, I didn't enjoy it. It sounds okay, kind of trash actually. I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy making that particular kind of beat. I love making beats. I have thousands of beats. And I have one of my many artists that does like my beats. And so I just go with that. And I have a couple of other artists that are looking for someone else to make beats, and that's okay. But the three in me and us, right? We want to win at everything, get every girl, back to my high school story. We want to be admired in everything and feel like we're going to get all 50 jobs. Speaking of that, I did get a rejection last night out of the 50 jobs. And so I felt hurt. And so I just got to let that go. But that's the problem with being 1-to-1 and being a 3. And so that's the bad part. That's what's not good about being a 3. You have to let go of those losses and take the L, like people say, and move on. Just move on. There are many more fish to fry. This world is huge and God will provide. And most of all, my point with the beat thing is just do what I love to do. I mean, that's what everyone says, right? Everyone tells you do what you love. And now, of course, I would rather have all my beats be bought by everyone and loved by everyone. But I can just go and make beats that people want, even though they're not my style. I could, I guess, and maybe I should, and I'm open to it. But you have to be truly happy with what you do. And if I'm not a beat maker and I'm more of a record label owner, then that's fine. It's really what I want to do anyway. Instead of being, like I said, the best at everything, the camera guy, the video guy, the podcaster, editor, whatever, right? No, if I'm going to be an owner, I need to have people that work for me, and for me to stay above and to stay to look at the big picture, which means letting go of things that maybe I'm not good at or someone else is better at, and so all that is important and necessary. So I think that's kind of the update for today. I do feel a bit, exhausted, plus the news of Dad Baker, which of course affects my beautiful wife. That weighs heavily on me. And so, plus it's just Monday. We had a good day yesterday, but I did feel in terms of my music, this is, again, being a 3, my performance that maybe I wasn't at the top that I wish I was. Vocally, I felt kind of tired and stuff like that. And there were some things that happened that we got through it. But all in all, I continue to remain focused, remain faithful to God, remain trusting in God, remain in His hands. Thankful for my beautiful wife and for our amazing kids, for the amazing dinner that we had last night. That was so beautiful to celebrate their victories. Really, that was the purpose. It's just to tell them how proud of them we are. And so that was very beautiful and powerful. And if anything, I want to do more of that. That's really up my alley. I'm the Barnabas, the encourager. So I love to do that. And why am I a Barnabas? Because that's what I need. I need people to encourage me. And so we always give what we need. That's how life works. So today, what am I going to do as a 3? Even though I want to do a million things, and I do have a few things that I think are on the schedule, I'm confirming, I really want to rest. I want to work out. My back has been hurting from sitting in that chair, the producer chair, for too long. I want to do some Christmas shopping. I want to just fix things around the house and kind of have more of a home day, less people day. So we'll see. That's really what I need to do. And of course, always thinking of my father-in-law and praying for him. So that's the update from Enneagram 3 1-to-1 here on this Monday, December 12th. Thank you again for being here. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at davidTrig, and I will see you next time. Adios. Jingle bells.